It's time to prune your tomatoes. Are you worried about problems with your tomatoes this summer? I've heard rumors that the tomato late blight is in Connecticut. But before you start concerning yourself with that, the first thing you want to do is make sure that your tomatoes are what I call open pruned. When they're little, we discuss pinching off suckers. What is a sucker? If you look really closely at this stem, there's a little baby shoot coming out of the crotch of that side shoot. Pinching off the suckers literally means snapping those suckers right off. By doing that, you reduce the amount of branching that the plant makes and keep it from getting too big and full. The reason you don't want it really full is that if it gets really rainy, really overcast, and fungus does start to appear, you want to be able to spray your plant with an organic fungus preventative or fungicide and have plenty of air flowing through it. I go a little farther than that. I look at my plant and I say I want less green growth. I actually prune whole stems out of my plant. This is called extreme tomato pruning, and most people won't do this because they'll be petrified to do it. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to thin the plant out. I even sometimes will take leaves off, whether they be lower leaves or anywhere where the plant is clogged. What I'm looking for is a more open plant that allows air to flow through. There isn't really a scientific way to explain this. Basically, you want enough growth to produce flowers and fruit, but you want the plant to be open enough so air can flow through. A lot of what I do concerns the middle of the plant. When you see a main shoot that looks healthy, and then you see smaller shoots that are kind of clogging up the works, you can cut them off. Now, in a little while, as the summer heats up and the plant gets even larger, I might just go in and take off more leaves. Like if you look down here and you see all these leaves, you can reduce the amount of foliage so that more air does flow through. You don't want to take off so many leaves that the plant is not getting a good amount of energy through photosynthesis. But you want to make sure that it's open enough for some air circulation. So then, after you've done that, and only then, would you ever consider spraying for either fungus prevention or to control any fungus that you may begin to see, which I hopefully you never will this year, because last year was not my favorite year for tomatoes. Can you see what I've done? Can you see how much more open this is? There's another leaf going into the center. I'm taking that out too. So I still have plenty of growth on this plant that's going to support my tomatoes, and I'm kind of weaving it up into my cage. You can see I pounded 2 wooden stakes into my cage the day I planted the tomatoes. Now, after you've pruned a fair amount off, and each tomato is different. This is how much I've taken off. It's a good amount. It's very important that you mulch. I use planter's paper beneath my mulch, and it's working really good. I'm using the Coast of Maine straw mulch, and it's working really well, and the paper has helped a lot. It's a little dry under here, though. The weather has not been exactly that cooperative. So you would deep soak the plants regularly, not getting water on the foliage. There's a couple of products you can use to prevent fungus. The first product that you would use would be Serenade. Serenade is really good as a fungus preventative. Some organic fungicides that you can use. One is a new product called Actinovate, and this has been labeled for use on late blight on tomatoes. You not only spray the leaves, you also drench the soil. It works on the feeder roots to help the plants to resist any fungus that may occur. If you see any fungus occurring, then you would want to use liquid copper. And liquid copper is very easy to use. Any of these sprays that you would spray on the plants should be done very early in the morning when the day is not going to be 100 degrees. So open pruning, allowing air to flow, deep soaking, mulching your plants, using Serenade, Actinovate, or liquid copper are all ways that an organic gardener can have healthy, lush tomatoes that are disease-free this year.